stopped him.
What?
You would have stopped him you would have stopped him if he were, calling a black person the N-word.
I don't
Then
believe.
you would have intervened.
I didn't hear him. I didn't hear him call you a Nazi. That's not true at all, Mr. Horwitz. We expect to have.
You can play the tape. He said, if I say Donald Trump is not a Nazi, then I must be a Nazi. That's what he said.
Okay, well, you are welcome. You are welcome to respond, and I want you to respond to what the viewers have to say. Let's have a constructive, civil conversation about that. We'll go to Drew, who's in Scottsdale, Arizona, a Republican.
You're there to enforce civility, but you need to do it equitably. If a caller calls your guest a Nazi, you got to stop them.
Okay. We'll go to Drew, who's in Scottsdale, Arizona,
to me.
a Republican.
Yes, absolutely. That was absolutely horrible, that caller saying that. And, the left has basically hijacked this whole notion of what is and isn't racism. If you look at it, we had Robert Byrd, a Democratic senator that was in the Ku Klux Klan, and that was perfectly fine. We had Obama tell people that if they liked their doctor, they could keep their doctor. Yet you did a show all morning about how we feel about Donald Trump being a liar. It's despicable what's happening, and you guys are going to end up tearing this country apart. We're going to have probably a civil war if you guys end up doing this. I hope it doesn't come to that, but I'm so sick of my rights being trampled on. I'm so sick of you going after the Second Amendment, and I'm sick of turning on the TV and listening to journalist after journalist, they call themselves, going on and on about, Trump, when we had 8 years of Obama lying, stealing, pissing on the Constitution. It's ridiculous. And I want to thank Mr. Horwitz. I think he's an excellent writer.
Thank you. And we had Obama betraying this country. Here's a president who gave a path to nuclear weapons and $200 billion in cash delivered on pallets to a regime whose leaders chant death to America, who have killed thousands of Americans with their IEDs, who are supporting Assad in the civil war in Syria. And it's a terrorist regime, and Obama preferred them to us. And he gets away with it because he's black, he has black skin privilege. So you're not going to be touched by the media. He was a disaster. And there's a whole book written called You Lie about Obama's lies, a 300-page book. And he didn't lie about small things. And a lot of what called Trump's lies are just exaggerations, like the size of crowds. And a lot of them were true. When he said his phones were being tapped, that turned out to be true, and that's horrific. Because what you had was the America's intelligence agencies trying to prevent a candidate who was elected by the American people to the presidency, stop him from being elected, and then undo him when he is elected. And we're still in the midst of this. This is an attack on America, what's going on the Democratic Party side. It's an attack on our system, where you have to respect the voters, and if you don't like the candidate, then you organize for the next election. You don't sabotage your presidency, which is what is going on now. We don't know what's going to happen with the Koreans, but if Trump has pulled this off and North Korea will give up their nuclear weapons, that's a political miracle. He's made every American safer by trying to secure our borders. He's making every American safer. He's, regenerated the economy. We now have an economic boom. People have jobs. All this is good. And he's demonized. You can't listen to these Democrats, like the callers, demonizing him as a liar and a racist and a Mussolini and a Hitler. Of course, they said that about George Bush, too. And, of course, Ronald Reagan when he was president. So it's the Democratic Party that's sick and needs to be reformed. There are a lot of sensible people who still vote Democratic. They've got to get you know, they've got to distance themselves from the left that runs the party.
We'll go to Jeff, who's in Temple Hills, Maryland, Independent. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Mr.